Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. Tonight, I want to talk a little Alice in Chains. I'm going to give you my studio album ranking from them. I'm going to talk about all 6 of their studio albums, plus the 2 prominent EPs in their catalog, Sap and Jar of Flies. I'm going to count them both. And I thought it was about time that I do a proper Alice in Chains ranking. I've been kind of stuck on them here lately. And for the first time, I have finally gotten around to listening to their 2 most recent studio albums, Devil Put Dinosaurs Here and Rainier Fog. So I can finally do a proper Alice in Chains ranking now that I've had time to listen to those albums, digest them a little bit, sit with them a little bit, and kind of get a good idea for how I feel about them. So before I get into the ranking, I just want to talk a little bit about my history with Alice in Chains. I was introduced to them through the album Dirt back in like 2009 or so, maybe early 2010, somewhere in that range. It didn't initially do anything for me. I kind of like Them Bones, but other than that, it just wasn't what I was interested in at the time, I guess. So I just never got into them at the time. Over the years, I would hear songs of theirs on the radio, like Man in the Box, No Excuses. Those were probably like my 2 favorites, but Rooster, Wood, Heaven Beside Me. The radio would play a number of Alice in Chains songs over the years, and I would grow to really like all of them. And over time, that kind of, I guess, convinced me to try and get back into them. Facelift was the first album that I went to, and I loved it. And then I went and re-listened to Dirt, loved it. Tripod, Jar Flies, all those. And I thought it was great. I really came around to love Alice in Chains. The William DuVall era, I do remember when Black Gives Way to Blue came out in 2009. It was roughly the same time that I was introduced to Dirt. I remember a song being played on the radio, but for life of me, I don't remember which one it was. I don't think it was Check My Brain, but I can't remember if it was Your Decision, Learn My Lesson, might have been the title track. I don't remember, but I remember hearing it on the radio and thinking it was decent. And that's the only William DuVall album that prior to like the last couple weeks I was actually familiar with, and it's a good album. So I just for life of me can't remember which song it was that I heard on the radio back in the day. So enough of that. Let's get into the ranking here. Now, I don't think Alice in Chains have any bad albums. I think they do have one mediocre album, and that to me is Rainier Fog. So coming in at number 8 is their most recent effort, Rainier Fog from 2018. This one started off, I think, with its better tracks like the one the title track, Red Giant, Fly. I think those are the best songs on the album. The rest of the album didn't hold my interest quite as much as other Alice in Chains albums. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't really keep me interested, I guess. So it just kind of fizzled out in the second half for me. All in all, not a bad album, just okay. So Rainier Fog is going to come in at number 6. Number 5, I screwed that up. I'm doing the EPs. Rainier Fog is going to be number 8. Number 7 is going to be Sap, released in 1992. This is the band's second studio release. First of the EPs. Acoustic driven. I think really good songs on here. Brother, Got Me Wrong, probably my 2 favorites, but Right Turn and Am I Inside, both really good. Chris Cornell's appearance is very welcome. I think it sounds great. Plus, you got the bonus track, Love Song, at the end, which is fun. Kind of hearing the guys switch it up and just having fun is kind of nice. So it's a fun listen. I can't put it really any higher than this just because it doesn't really have the depth of a studio album, but it's still a really fun listen. Really imperative EP, in my opinion, in the Alice in Chains catalog. So Sap, for me, is going to come in at number 7. Number 6, I'm going to go with 2009's 2009's Black Gives Way to Blue. I really like this one. A lot of people don't get on board with the William DuVall era. They think it's Lane Staley or bust, and I can't blame them. Lane Staley was freaking amazing, but I do think William DuVall does justice to the classic Alice in Chains material, and I think he fits in with Jerry Cantrell really well. They harmonize real well together, and if you can't have Lane Staley, which unfortunately he passed away in 2002, I'm glad that the band has still put out these last 3 albums. And Black Gives Way to Blue, I think it's a great comeback album for the band. I really like the song Last of My Kind. It's probably my favorite on the album. Check Your Brain is really good. Your Decision, Learn My Lesson. Title track is really nice as well. Solid album from start to finish. I think it opens up probably actually with my least favorite song, All Secrets Known, but still not a bad song. Solid album, in my opinion. Going to come in at number 6, Black Goes Way to Blue. Coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with 2013's The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. This one surprised me, actually. This is the first time that I've ever actually listened to this just recently, and I've kind of got stuck on it for a while, honestly. The first 4 tracks I thought are all really great. Starts off really strong with Hollow, Pretty Done, Stone, and Voices, all incredible. But my 2 favorite songs actually come later on the album with Breath on a Window and Scalpel, which Scalpel is just freaking awesome. I love that song. And plus you've got Phantom Limb and Choke. So you got some real strong songs on the back half of the album. Low Ceiling's really good too. All in all, I maybe could cut a song or two just to trim it down a little bit, but I don't really think there's a bad song on the album. I was surprised how much I really like this one, but I did. So I don't know that it's going to top the Lane Staley albums for me, but this is a really strong effort from 2013. The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. Really loved it. Comes in at number 5. Number 4, the album that I would have said was actually my favorite Alice in Chains album for a while, but after being stuck on all these albums and listening to them over and over, I mean, I've been on an Alice in Chains kick for a couple weeks now. This one's actually going to fall to number 4 for me. Facelift is still a fantastic debut album. I really love this one. Starts off incredibly strong with We Die Young, Man in the Box, Sea of Sorrow, Bleed the Freak, Can't Remember. The second half, I think, feels very 80s. It kind of shows the Guns N' Roses influence, and a song like Put You Down would not sound out of place on a Skid Row album. So there's really an 80s metal influence on the back half of this album, which is a lot of fun. Real Thing is a lot of fun. I Know Something About You is kind of funky. One song in here I don't really care for is Confusion, but other than that, it's a great album. Solid starting point for Alice in Chains. I still love this one, but it does fall to number 4. Number 3. Oh, and number 2 and number 3 honestly could almost be interchangeable. I was torn between these two, but I think I'm gonna put number 3, Jar of Flies, the second of the 2 EPs released in 1994. Great material on here. This one to me could be an album. I mean, it's 30 minutes in length, and if an album like Dress to Kill, Diver Down, some of these classic albums that are barely 30 minutes long, if they can be full-length albums, you know, why can't this? It's 30 minutes. It feels like an album. It takes you on enough of a journey, I think, to feel like an album, and the material is incredible. I mean, Swing on this, I didn't care for initially, but I have grown to like that one. That and Rotten Apple are my 2 least favorite songs, and I love Rotten Apple. But the ones in the middle, Nutshell, is freaking amazing, of course. I Stay Away is awesome. Like I said, No Excuses is one of the songs that really started turning me on to Alice in Chains. But Whale and Wasp, what an instrumental. I mean, a song that I think says more without lyrics than it ever could with lyrics. Just a really melancholy guitar song from Jerry Cantrell. It's awesome. And that goes into Don't Follow, which is amazing as well. So great stuff here on Jar of Flies. It's going to come in at number 3 for me, just barely. Going to get beat out by Dirt, coming in at the number 2 spot. I've come full circle on this one. It may not have done much for me in 2009, but I think this album is incredible. I think it's a masterpiece. Them Bones, always loved that one. That's like the one song that I really did dig. Can't for life of me understand why Damn That River didn't do anything for me, because that guitar riff is freaking incredible. And I'm always one for a good guitar riff. And that's my favorite Alice in Chains song. So I love that one. Rain When I Die is amazing. Down in a Hole. I like Down in a Hole. I'm not crazy about it. It's actually one of my lesser favorite songs on the album, but still good. Sick Man, Rooster. And then this section here in the middle where we have like the heroin addiction section, Junkhead, Dirt, Godsmack, Hate to Feel. This is the section that had to grow on me over time, and it has. I do like these songs a lot now. Junkhead, Dirt, especially Godsmack. Really weird song, but it's really cool. I love what Lane's doing with his voice in that song, and then Jerry's kind of awesome little riff in the chorus is pretty sweet too. So that song's really grown on me. Hate to Feel, probably my least favorite song on the album, but still a really good song. Angry Chair. If there's any song that defines or can sum up my my history with Alice in Chains, it would be Angry Chair. I remember hearing this one back in 09, 2010, and this is the one that's like, I'm just not, I'm not into this. This really isn't speaking to me. It's not what I'm looking for, I guess. It's not bad, but it's just not doing anything for me. Now I listen to Angry Chair, and I think it's like a freaking masterpiece, and it absolutely does something for me. I think that song is amazing. One of my favorite Alice in Chains songs. Great, great track. And of course, Wood, closing things out, another great song as well. So, Dirt from 1992, the band's second full-length studio album. It's going to be my number 2. And just edging that out, I'm going to go with Tripod. 1995, the band's self-titled album, Tripod, the Three-Legged Dog album, whatever you want to call it. This one's really grown on me. Initially, I didn't like it as much as Facelift or Dirt, but as you can see, it's jumped ahead of both of them. Grind, even though I don't think it's as powerful of an opener as Them Bones or We Die Young, I think it's a great song nonetheless. One of my favorites on the album. Just as an opener, it kind of feels like you're already joining the album in progress in a way. It's a weird opener, but it's still a great song. Brush Away. Sludge Factory is really cool, really freaking heavy. I love that one. Your weapon is guilt. I love that. Heaven Beside You is a great song. Head Creeps, again, probably still my favorite song on here. Again, is a banger of a track. Shame on You is really good. If there's any song on here I'm not crazy about, it's God Am. But after that, you got So Close. Nothing Song. I love Nothing Song. Probably my second favorite song on the album, actually. That chorus, I hear it once, and it's stuck in my head for days. And it kind of sounds like, it almost sounds like somebody took a song in a major key and then flipped it to a minor key on YouTube or something. Yet it's so natural, and it's something that only Alice in Chains could do. Fantastic track. I love Nothing Song. It's great. Frogs, Over Now, really fun way to close out the album. So yeah, Tripod's actually become my favorite. So there you have it, my Alice in Chains ranking. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. As always, in the comments below, drop your Alice in Chains ranking as well, and I will catch you next time.